As my wife and I have been looking for a place to live, we have been using Zillow and Trulia and have found many of the listings to be fraudulent. And the CEO, the owner of Zillow and Trulia, they are resorting to downright, uh, just downright dirty practices to the degree that they're making a killing off advertising, just like Google. And there is no oversight, there's no real filter or screening of those that are advertising. So when you go to look for a property on Zillow or Trulia, you think you're seeing legitimate listings, when for the most part, these are companies that are scamming people. I'm not going to show you right now, but you can go look it up yourself on YouTube. There are people right now, literally, that are being harassed, that are being defrauded. Their homes are being listed for sale. They think they are anyway, through companies that are using Zillow and Trulia and saying they're actually with Zillow, and telling the person they're listing their property for sale and they're an agent, they're actually a real estate agent, when really they're listing their property for rent. And so the property never gets rented because the owner of the home doesn't rent it. That's not what they signed up for. But the people that are going to these homes and selling these rent to own opportunities are making a killing off the fraud. And Zillow and Trulia, they are not putting a stop to this. They are making money off these fraudulent ads. Now, what I want you to see here is back in 2014, the Economist predicted the total complete collapse of both Zillow and Trulia back in 2014. And right now we're seeing in our area where we live, the market is so completely just dried up. There is nothing. I mean, nothing. And I found out in our area, and I'm sure it's going on around the country, that houses are not being built any longer under $400,000. Did you hear what I said? They're no longer building houses under $400,000. There's no entry-level homes being built anymore in most places in this country. So therefore, there's no homes in that category for a real estate person to sell. So when you go on a website or an app for Zillow or for Trulia, you will find that the ads are offering listings that are not even really listed. They're not even being really sold or rented, for that matter. It's total fraud. It's a waste of the consumer's time, and it's hurting the market. It's hurting the housing market. There are owners of homes that are reporting that their value of their homes are going down because of Zillow, because of Trulia. And yet, you see the CEO of Zillow and Trulia, you see, because these two companies merged together, if you want to call them a company, they merged together, folks. And they're being, absolutely advertised on all these channels like CBS and, just like they're the best thing out there. And yet they are practicing fraud by allowing fraudulent advertising. It's corrupt. It's totally corrupt. And yet the Economist predicted back in 2014. Now, if you are wondering what the Economist is, in large part it's funded by the Rothschilds. If anybody knows what's going on in this world, it's the ones that control it. The Rothschilds should know, right? The writers for the Rothschilds should know. And they predicted in 2014 the destruction of Trulia and Zillow. Let me read to you what they had to say. On July 28, 2014, Zillow's $3.5 billion all-stock acquisition of rival Trulia was agreed upon unanimously by leadership and cited as series of benefits, including faster innovation, better ROI for advertisers, and cost savings for synergies. Listen, if approved, the combined organization will dominate the market, positioning the company to become the Google of online residential realty services. That was back in 2014. Unfortunately, that's really just a pipe dream. Our research and critical analysts of publicly available information led us to a much different conclusion. Despite their rapid growth, Zillow and Trulia have weak business models and are alienating the suppliers. The suppliers. Real estate agents and brokerages. Now, these real estate and agents, these brokerages who are they're vital to their business. The result is that their supply of listings will start to deplete. They said this back in 2014. And without this content, there is no incentive for consumers to visit. Boy, they hit it. They nailed it. Back there in 2014, they said exactly what would happen to Zillow, what would happen to Trulia. Now, why is it that Trulia and Zillow is still going today? Because they are selling ads to anybody, any fraudulent company, anybody out there, folks. Therefore, we believe shares of Zillow and Trulia should be liquidated and or shorted almost immediately. It appears management shares this same belief. Many employees at Zillow have been selling their shares. Let us explain. Allow us to explain. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to share the full, this full article. I'm not going to share this on this video. I'm going to give you a link to it. But if you're out there and you're looking for a place to live, you may very well do well to avoid these scams, to avoid Trulia and Zillow. And there's others out there. It's not just those two. By the way, I just found out that the CEO of Zillow just bought a big mansion in California, right next to where O.J. Simpson used to live. And his name, by the way, is Spencer Raskoff. And, you know, it's this kind of thing that's destroying the housing market It's this kind of thing that's wasting the time of the consumer looking for something that's not even out there. Okay? While they're making money. Lots of it. Lots of it. Now, I did want to share with you, and let me see if I can actually find it here, because you know what? I really do want to share this with you. So just give me a moment. I want you to see this. This is a woman that was caught up in this Zillow thing. Okay? Let me see if I can find it here. Is this it? Zillow rental scam. I think this is it. By the way, this is the guy behind Zillow that is also behind behind Trulia. I think this is it right here. So let me go ahead. I'm going to play this for you. And I want you all to see what this woman went through because of Zillow. Okay? So let's go ahead and listen to this.
Very violated.
A Southwest Florida woman opening up her home to share a story she says left her feeling violated after scammers used her personal information to try to make money off her home. And experts say it could happen to you. For In Your Corner, Stephanie Tinoco is breaking the story down and telling you how you need to avoid being a target.
It all started the week a woman thought she was putting up her house for sale, but it turns out hackers were trying to rent it. Donna Gunn tells me it all starts with a knock on her door.
A lady came to my door and said, "Oh, I got an email from your husband."
An email she says there was no way he could have sent.
My husband has been dead for 10 years, so there's no way that he could have emailed anybody.
This is the email the woman showed her. It reads,
"That the price we are offering is below standard market price. This is enough for you to know that we are not after the money."
She tells me someone pretending to be her husband has been responding to email requests for more information about her home. She found out has been listed on Zillow for rent.
This house has never been for rent. It is not for rent. It's for sale.
Donna tells me she knew something was going on when multiple people were knocking on her door throughout the week, asking for a walkthrough of her home.
I was completely thrown off balance by this whole thing.
So I sat down with Donna's realtor, Maxine Smith, to find out how something like this could happen.
Apparently, a hacker can do anything. They must have got into my listing somehow.
And those hackers are trying to make some easy money.
It's very difficult to find rentals right now. Prices have gone way up. With the rental situation the way it is, it's prime for these scammers now to start making their money this way.
Donna's home for sale has this sign planted in the front yard, a detail the scammer addresses in the email.
Just send me $8.95. I'll send you the keys within 48 hours. Disregard the old sign in front of my home.
So I called the number. He didn't answer my call, but Donna tells me the scammer has answered multiple requests over the phone, leaving her anxious to find out who the man behind the keyboard really is.
I feel very violated. I would like this person caught.
Experts tell me if there's a home you like and you find it online on sites like Craigslist or Zillow, they recommend reaching out to professional rental offices to make sure the listings are legitimate. There are a few more important tips you can find by clicking on my story on Fox4Now.
Okay, folks, so there you have it. Okay?